Hey class, welcome back to chapter 3, decimals and percentages. Today we'll be looking at exercise 3I, calculating percentages. So to calculate percentages of amounts, our first task is going to be to convert the percentage to a fraction and then multiply this by the amount. We need to remember units in our answers if there are units. Let's give it a shot. We've got 3 examples today. The first one, we're going to calculate 10% out of 572 or 572. There are no units here, so we don't have to worry about units in our answer. To calculate this, we are going to write 10% as a fraction. So 10% means 10 out of 100. Okay. And then we're going to multiply that by 572. Now, hopefully you're looking at 10 out of 100 and seeing that we can cancel out some zeros because they appear on both the top and the bottom. So we've just divided both the top and the bottom by 10. Now we have 1 out of 10 times 572, which we can also write as a fraction. That will give us a fraction multiplication of 1 times 572. 572 out of 10 times 1 is 10. So multiplying the numerators and the denominators. When we divide anything by 10, the quick trick here is to move the number of decimal places as there are zeros. So here we have 1 0. We're going to move 1 decimal point backwards. So backwards when we divide to make the number smaller. And it gives us 57.2. So 57.2 is 10% of 572. If these were dollars, 10% of $572 would be $57.20. Let's try another example. This time we have 24%. So again, we're going to write that as a fraction times 400. This time it is dollars. Again, we can make this a fraction out of 1. We hopefully remember that we can flip these two denominators to see if there's anything easier to cancel. We're going to make our lives a little bit easier. So what that's going to give us is 24 out of 1 times 400 out of 100. And yes, 24 and 100 have common factors, but this is going to help us a lot more. 400 divided by 100 is just going to give us 4. Okay, so 24 times 4, if we want to use some long multiplication, 4 times 4 is 6. Carry the 1. 2 times 4 is 8, plus the 1 is 96. So our final answer is $96 because 1 times 1 on the bottom is just 1. Okay. So we again converted the percentage to a fraction and multiplied it by the amount. We simplified the fraction multiplication and then found our answer, which we can now get rid of that over 1 because it's the same as just saying 96. Okay, one last example. This time we have decimals involved. Okay, so the same thing is going to happen. We're going to convert that percentage to a fraction. So we have 30 out of 100. Already I've seen zeros, I'm going to cross them out, so I end up with 3 out of 10. I'm going to multiply that by 29.95, which as a fraction is over 1. Okay, I want to multiply 29.95 by 3. Again, I'm going to do this over here as long multiplication. You may choose to use a calculator to help you out. Okay, 5 times 3 is 15, carry the 1. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 1 is 28. 9 times 3 again is 27, plus 2 this time is 9. And 2 times 3 is 6, plus the 2 is 8. We have 2 decimals in the question, 2 decimal places, so there'll be 2 in the answer. So we end up with 89.85. over 10. Okay, that's our fraction multiplication. And now the same thing as we did in the first example, we're going to move the decimal places backwards because we're dividing by 10. as many zeros as there are in the denominator. So we have 10 with 1 0. We move the decimal point. Oop. Except we already have a decimal. I've just drawn that in the wrong spot. Okay. We're going to move the decimal point back once more. So what that tells us is that 30% of 29.95 in dollars is 8.985. In money, we only ever have 2 decimal places, so 8.99 is our answer. Again, you can use a calculator to help you out with this. As always, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. Your steps here are always going to be to write the percentages of fraction, write the second number as a fraction over 1, and then complete fraction multiplication as you would last term. Okay? Good luck with the work, guys. Send me any questions that you have, but otherwise I'll speak to you all very soon.